If you have not subscribed to Alboa Cinema, this is where you will get everything. So subscribe. Niwewe naongelesha. Subscribe.
So now, karibu to Alboa Cinema. This is something that has been on my mind for a while. I saw this story a few months back, but somehow in the miasma I forgot to react to it. It's very important because it also will affect us if we are not careful. Now, Nigeria has been leading in Africa in terms of the number of productions that Netflix has commissioned, licensed and all that. So commissioning is where the streaming service pays for the full production of the product. They want a series or a movie, and they own the rights to that. Sometimes they share it a bit, but most of the time once they do that, they own the rights to that. And they've done that a lot with Nigeria. Now, Nigeria became kind of the hotspot for this. And in fact, I did a year, some time back, there's this gentleman called Strive Masiyiwa. He bought big shares of Netflix. And from that, he had placed a number of people to run it in Africa, and I think they're Nigerians or West. I'm not sure about West, but it seems the way they did the business, because we had what was her name? We had like a Kenyan there, Dorothy Getuba, who was like a big time, like was it the head, was it the CEO or something? But what happened afterwards, that the monies were released to do productions, the Netflix didn't get what they expected. And they are paying, especially in Nigeria, very exorbitantly. They are paying millions of dollars. So we are going to listen to, and I told you, Basket Mouth. He's one of those stand-up comedians from Nigeria. I think he's been to Kenya a few times. He's performed a few times. He's very well liked. He had this thing of doing a stand-up like he's drunk. He was actually quite good. And there was this video, I think he was releasing a movie or something like that, and then they had to talk about this Netflix Nigeria thing, because guess what? Netflix stopped funding Nigerian movies. Think about it. It's actually, in terms of numbers, the biggest industry we have in Africa. Netflix stopped working with this, stopped funding the movies. I believe they're still licensing, so if you have your thing, they'll license it, but they are not commissioning and paying for production. And we are going to listen to Basket Mouth as I give you my commentary on the same, because I do have in-depth information. Yeah, ndani, inside. I'm inside the industry. I know who does what, how, where, how much. So I'm going to give you this and, of course, compare with our industry and the things you've been seeing me complaining about. So it will become quite clear, because Nigerians are not unique. They're like us, just very corrupt. Kila pahali, corruption everywhere. It's ridiculous. So let's talk about this, and I saw I can rant about our mediocrity. Let's go.
When the streaming platforms came in, they gave money to this product.
Just wait. This is, I'm watching this on Obi Keng. Keng. Is that your name? Obi Keng? I believe this is a Nigerian, I think. But let's listen. So he's reacting to this. I'm reacting to him reacting to this. Let's see.
Producers. And I'll tell you, point blank,
let's start
streaming
again.
Platforms came in, they gave money to these producers. And I'll tell you, point blank, these producers will take the money, $1.5 million or whatever they give them.
$1.5 million. I believe the production that comes closest to having that kind of budget was Country Queen, the local. So even that, remember, I had issues with some of the production quality despite the huge budgets. So that is where it's going.
They use about 10% of that money to make the movie. They are listening. They cannot deny it. I cannot call names, but you know yourself.
Now, this is the thing. Like, if you know them, you say their name. Personally, it's because I don't have the hard evidence. I do know, I've been told, I know how much. But I also, the hard evidence in terms of the contract. I haven't seen the actual contracts, because a lot of those is like, hidden. But in Kenya, it's the exact same thing. People are given 10 million shillings, 15 million shillings to do a movie. Somebody spends like 2. The movie looks horrible. Then someone tells you, I spent 15 million. The movie is horrible because they took 2 million spent. The rest is for bowling, buying cars, and moving neighborhoods to start living lavish. So the product suffers in the end because you don't have the best talent, you haven't spent enough on props, maybe even camera, post-production. All these things suffer because you do not spend enough of them, or on them, sorry.
And that's why when you see our movies, some of our epic movies look like stage play.
Hi guys, so just
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think if he's going to commentate that too much, okay, let's listen.
movies to air on their platform. There's been a lot of misconception around
This is Braveheart. It was called Braveheart. I think it was one of the biggest ones. This mama, Genevieve Naji, she made so much money. She just, hey, now she just makes special appearances. Because I think she got, from the grapevine, it was $2-3 million for that movie. The movie was mid at best, but yeah.
on this already. So I want to clarify that this does not mean that Netflix will no longer air Nigerian movies on their platform.
Yeah.
Also, it does not mean that Netflix is stopping streaming services to Nigeria. You can still stream. What this means is that Netflix has decided to stop funding filmmakers to post movies to their platform. So what will happen in the past was that Nigerian filmmakers will be funded for their movies up front. You know, they'll be paid millions of dollars
commission,
up front
yeah,
to make movies for Nigerians, you know, make series. But now Netflix has decided that this does not suit their business model. Now, obviously, this is a big blow to the Nigerian movie industry because
imagine now because of the corruption, these millions of dollars, 1, 2, 3 million. You know, that is like in America, that is no budget. But like in Africa, that is huge budget. And they've basically, because of the corruption and the nonsense, they are suffering that now. So let me just transition because I believe there was a better video. Oh yeah, this is the one. So shout out to the Art of Jackson O Konyango, who actually.
When the streaming platform.
Oh, it's the same video. So let's continue.
it was a very viable source of revenue for filmmakers to fund their movies, and it made filming very comfortable for them. And I would like to clarify that Netflix has not officially announced this. In fact, they even put out a news statement that the news is false. But the writing is on the wall, and I can say with almost full certainty that they will not be funding Nigerian movies. And this was exposed by the president of the Directors Guild of Nigeria during a panel session during the Zuma Film Festival. So the guild president exposed that during an event in Nigeria called Lights Camera Naija, sponsored by Netflix, where a lot of filmmakers were invited and gathered to feast and make merry.
No, by the way, we usually have kind of the same. There's this like, oh, there's a Netflix series in a camp. So what on night out fanya launch, the guys they're called, dress up. That time the actor who's dressing there in a cafe suit there was paid like 8K per episode to show up on Netflix. That is a real. I've seen the contract 6K, 10K. You'd think these guys are on Netflix, they're making some good money because the budget was good. Like for example, Gitoshe's thing. What was it? Gitosh, the series he did. He fired the first group of actors because there was issues with the payment once they realized what the budgets were. Then he hired new ones who now, these new youths there that were paid bullcrap money. And they were actually quite, some of them, like the guy I thought performed the best. He got so when I was talking about the movie, then he came and he thanks for the review and I was reviewing it, but keep my name out of your mouth. This is a nonsense actor who nobody knows, who's getting paid nonsense money for the series. But he got so cocky all of a sudden. Then I realized these people are kind of like, these new ones, they have had a chance. So they'll take the less money, maybe itanionesha watu wengine wanite niende Hollywood. Don't be dumb, okay? So let's continue.
That Netflix called aside the filmmakers that they were working with, the ones that they were sponsoring to create these movies, and they told them in confidence that they would no longer be sponsoring these movies going forward. And that was how this news was leaked. Now, the reason why they said they are not going to continue was not officially disclosed, but a lot of speculations have already been coming up. Take, for example, Basketman.
The thing is, they would not cancel them if they received what they wanted. The cost of production in Africa, for them especially, it's almost nothing. The difference is that they need subscribers from these productions. That's the entire point they are commissioning your movies and series. They need more people to subscribe. They've created so many leeways for us, man. Even Kenya, the time we had the free mobile Netflix, we've had cost of 300 bob per month, all those things. So, but the productions do not instigate that purchase. You all know why. I'm not gonna say anything.
Gave his views on why Netflix decided to stop the funding in an interview on Arise TV. Here's what he had to say.
Of the matter is, there was a lot of money in the movie industry. There was a lot of money.
Yep.
When the streaming platforms came in, they gave money to these producers. And I'll tell you, point blank, these producers will take the money, $1.5 million or whatever they give them. They use
That's
about
a lot
10% of
that.
that.
That's almost, right now, let's see what is $1.5 million. 1.5 million, 1.5 million dollars in Kenya sling. 190, that's almost 200 million Kenya. Imagine you're given a budget of 200 million to do a movie. A chill kind of one movie, 200 million, or even a series. Imagine given this to do a movie or a series in Kenya. What can't you not do? Where can you not shoot? Which talent can't you hire in this industry? Crew, actors, costume. You can literally hire the very best script writers in this country with this kind of budget. But they don't do it. They give their pals, their half-baked pals, who don't have the the requisite talent. Because this is what it's become. I call it a business cult. These cartels, where you're just guarding yourself together. You destroy the whole industry because you all must keep your little money together. Buy some apartment in Kileleshwa or build a house in Mlolongo. You have to have Kwagi serious. So this is the kind of money that they are talking about. Tuendele.
Money.
By then there's someone else telling me that I talk too much. That's my business. That's I talk. I like to give detail. I'm not going to censor myself because you don't want to sit and watch as an important video with important information for you. It's entertainment. I'm not. You don't think I'm entertaining? I'm entertaining, brother.
To make the movie. They are listening. They cannot
Yes.
deny it. I cannot call names, but you know yourself.
Are you not generalizing hastily?
Not general. I know. I'm not saying all.
You see, there's already an apologist in the media. You know why are you generalizing? Just if there's a critical mass of people doing something, if there are two remaining who don't do it, the industry is messed. So could you stop it? I don't know what your name is.
Most of them.
Most of them.
Yes.
of them.
You will say like 70% of them?
Yeah, maybe more.
Really?
Yeah.
It's more like 90.
That's most of them. Yeah. Even to the point where the streaming platform stepped in and said, "You know what? We're going to be paying the actors directly."
There it is. They realized the actors, usually Nigerian actors are very influential. They have power. So if they are paid rubbish and they hear a different budget, they'll reach out to Netflix and say, hey, what is? That is what happens. Because now the people there realize it's bad for the streaming service in terms of PR, that some of the most popular actors, whatnot, are not being paid good money despite the outrageous budgets, if I may say, the big budgets. So they spoil the name, and then they have to come police you. You stupid people who corrupt people. They have to come and police you because you don't know how to do the honest business. And this is a thing I keep on yapping about here. And I'll never stop. You have to do honest business, brother. There's nowhere we are going with this corruption and this nonsense that you keep pretending like you're doing these great things somewhere hidden in some corner. No. The Kenyans, the Nigerians, everybody looks at what is happening and they're like, that didn't come out right. That one is fake. And they don't tell you in your face because they want to be nice, but they don't watch. They don't subscribe to Netflix. That is your answer. So when you have your little group and your little cocoon talking about, oh man, it was so great, posting pictures of the premiere, the customer doesn't care. The customer doesn't even know your product exists because you've kept it this thing that you hide in the corner there. So Netflix hurts because I've never understood, like you guys, how do you start producing Netflix production? You don't even, like the moment I signed that contract, this is the moment I start to promote my movie. Then if you go to the auditions, if you anything you do, anything behind the scenes, every day until that thing is released. But you guys, you keep a secret till like a month to or 2 weeks to. We are releasing something on Netflix. Like, come on now. Like, there's something I actually saw. It's called Cash something. Cash. Wait, ilikuwa inaitwaje? Cash angoa? Hiyo tuliona there's a new Netflix thing that what is it? It's called Cash. So let me find that out. Let me tell you something. Cash money. Yes. There is a thing called Cash Money here to premiere on Netflix in January. I don't know how they said. So they released, it's done by Phil Brayson. So in a couple of weeks, this thing is meant to come out. But you've never heard of this thing. And I'm going to tell you guys are full of shit, man. Like, how do you expect Netflix to get any kind of subscriptions when people don't even know? Like now, even before 2 weeks too, we don't even have a trailer. Because I was looking for the trailer to react to it. Hapa tunaona Capital FM ginene article, Netflix confirms Kenya series Cash Money directed and produced by Phil Brayson and Grace Kahaki. Wako hapo na Sanaipei Tande ndio alikuwa hapo. So this is a bit of a segue, but it works the same way. So look at it, the cast. They have John CB, Okumu, Sanaipei, Amaratari, Lenana Kariba, Makbul, Janet Bogwa, Morris Mwangi, Denajuma, Joy Mudhengi, Oliver Litondo. So some of these are big wigs. You see here, Janet, gentleman, I can't remember his name, Makbul. See these big wigs. Okay, CBO. So this thing, this by the way is what they've released. This thing. What are you doing? This thing here is what they've released. Netflix will catch money. So they just show you the cast. It's 2 weeks too. This is ridiculous. I don't know what business you guys are doing. Ama dili meka pesa yako, you've paid actors nonsense, you've moved on. You don't care that Netflix get subscriptions or make money here. So they'll just do this for a bit and just do what they've done to Nigeria. Just move on. Like, why are you people like this? Cult.
These guys will still go behind them and tell the actors to pay half of that money back to them. You can verify this information anywhere. So you see, you've heard. So when you do that and you expect your movie to be 100%, you can't. It's impossible. Once you're giving $1.5 million to make a movie, at least use everything. That's when you get quality. But these guys will buy houses, buy cars, and it will show. And
it's exactly what happens here. No, like it is like we are the same country. Nigerians and Kenyans are basically corruption. Same WhatsApp group, tied at the hip, doing the exact same thing. I'm going to pay you 50K, but you must give me 10 or 20. Otherwise, you're a guy. There's a lot of that happening here locally also. Somebody gives you a big offer so that you can extract the money from whoever is funding. Then they tell you to give them a portion of your pay so that you can get the job. Happening here too.
That's why when you see
disgusting
movies,
behavior.
some of our epic movies look like stage plays. You know what I'm saying.
That's
this horse, they are lean.
Them are those sisal skirts, face painting, and they do it so it is, oh my god. Some of those, I've watched some of those movies. Like I've decided that maybe I'll do some reviews of the Nigerian movies. I watched a couple nah. Because they're using their huge numbers, to try and drive this. Because I've seen some movies, like some other movie made, like, was it $100 million or something, 100 million shillings or something in their box office. Afuneke or someone's movie. They do box office really well on some movies. But now when it comes to this one, you're given your money. You see, when you're paying your own money and going to make profit, you must do a good job. These ones who are given the money before, look at what they do. Your corruption.
Horse the cough.
If what Basket Mouth is saying is true, there's been a lot of unethical practices by the filmmakers. So basically, they've been cutting corners in their deal to Netflix, enriching themselves instead of making the movies that they promised to make when they signed their contracts with Netflix. And
look
Basket
at this.
Mouth also says
If
that
that's
they
an actual,
if
this is an actual like take, like this is a take like of a like look at this,
enriching themselves instead of
if
making.
oh
the
my
movies
god,
that they
if this is an actual like scene the shot like this is amateur shit. Like this is really amateur shit. Look at this.
Netflix. And
oh my
Basket Mouth
god.
also says there is a majority of filmmakers that actually did this, even going as far as saying that it was more than 70% of filmmakers that were doing this very thing. But if this is true, personally, I don't think it's the major factor as to why Netflix would stop funding Nigerian movies. I think it has to do more with the low purchasing power of Nigerians to actually stream these movies and give a profit to Netflix. Because
that is true. I'm going to stop that video there, so you can go there to Ob Keng's channel over there, and then you can finish listening to. I'll put the link on the description of this video, so you can go and finish watch. Maybe you can give him some views there. Thank you for your video, Ob Keng. This is from December 6th, 2024. Now, very true. It's because generally Africa, except maybe South Africa and some of the North African countries, there's very little subscription. And that's why they're trying this. They're trying to give you good budgets to do great things so that they can add on to that number. But as you heard me rant, these people don't do that. These producers are just too corrupt, just too myopic. And the fact that what we've heard on this video happens here quite regularly, and people are mad at me for saying it, I don't care, dudes. I don't give a shit what you guys think. You guys are corrupt. You guys are destroying the industry. You get all the opportunities repeatedly. Kila wakati, and every time you're just producing mediocrity. Kenyans don't want to watch your shit. They'd rather watch Mwala. Imagine you and your big budget Netflix thing. You can't beat Mwala's numbers. Hata una adabu. You can't. You have no shame. You don't have any level of professional pride. So that when these foreign investors come and they put money down, you guys just revert to your old bullshit. And now, the reason I'm doing this video is particularly because nataka kusomea nyinyi watu mmefanya hizi Netflix projects. You guys, you don't understand the damage you're doing to this industry. Just because you got some deal here, umenunua gari na iPhone. My friend, that's myopia, man. That's myopia. Some of you get deals, it takes you 2-3 years to do another project. While you're having fun, eating all the money. Actors, they finish their money the first 2 months after the set because you paid them crap. Crew the same. This has to change, and I think that the people that actually do these projects, mtu akikuita kitu ya Netflix, you people stop selling yourself each other out. Negotiate properly so that you get proper terms. There's a video I've done on royalties. You can go and watch and see if you really don't know how to negotiate. Know what they are first, what you need to negotiate. Go watch that video so you can idea. But to my fellow producers who are getting these big deals, understand there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. And no, you don't like it. You don't like the responsibility. You just wish you just get your chums, do your little thing quickly, forget, go away, and go start spending. Some of you behave like slay queens these days, always on the social media. Like when you filmmaker unako hivi social media unafanya hivi kama slay queen. Why can't you do something more important? Where are the auditions for these other films that the money you made from Netflix? Why can't you do another film? So disappointing. Anyway, I don't know what you all think about that. Leave me your comments, then subscribe, then share, then like. You can do them, you can like, share, you can do them, but interchangeably how you is. I'm a VP. Give me your opinions down there.